The tale of Mercedes-Benz is not just about sleek luxury cars. It's a rags-to-riches story that's deeply intertwined with the history of the automobile itself. The journey from humble beginnings to global dominance is as fascinating as the cars themselves. Buckle up as we take a ride through history with a splash of speed. The humble beginnings of Carl Benz. Carl was born in 1844 in Mühlberg, Germany, to a locomotive driver who passed away when he was only 2 years old. Raised by his mother, who struggled to provide for the family, young Carl learned the value of perseverance early in life. Despite his modest beginnings, he showed a natural aptitude for mechanical engineering. And thanks to his mother's determination to give him an education, he enrolled at the Polytechnic School in Karlsruhe at the age of 15. His early experiences were marked by financial instability, but these hardships only fueled his resolve to succeed. His early fascination with machines, specifically bicycles, led him to the idea of creating a self-propelled vehicle. His mechanical skill was obvious, but breaking into an industry that didn't exist yet was no easy task. The notion of a horseless carriage was so revolutionary that it was dismissed as impractical by many, yet Benz pressed on, undeterred by the doubters around him. A marriage built on engineering and love. In 1872, he married Bertha Ringer, who was not just a supportive spouse, but an invaluable partner in his endeavors. Bertha came from a wealthy family, and her dowry provided the initial capital that allowed Carl to fund his experiments and establish his company. She believed in his vision of an automobile when few others did, and her role was much more active than that of a traditional 19th century wife. Bertha's faith in his abilities helped him through several financial and professional setbacks. When his early ventures struggled to gain traction, she was a constant source of encouragement, convincing him that success was within reach. Bertha's later contributions to the business, particularly her famous 1888 road trip, showcased her technical ingenuity and fearless spirit. Their relationship was not just a partnership in life, but in business, where Bertha played a critical role in shaping the future of the automobile. The first automobile, Benz patent Motorwagen. By 1885, after years of relentless experimenting, Carl Benz created what would be recognized as the world's first practical automobile, the Benz patent Motorwagen. This three-wheeled vehicle ran on a four-stroke gasoline engine and marked a revolutionary step forward in transportation technology. Benz applied for a patent in January 1886, and this vehicle is considered the first internal combustion engine car. Although a technical marvel, the Motorwagen was initially met with skepticism. Many believed that it was too dangerous and unreliable for everyday use. Carl, ever the engineer, continued refining his invention. He installed new features such as electric ignition and a more efficient cooling system, which eventually helped the car become more viable for the general public. The Motorwagen became a symbol of technological progress, even though the road to widespread adoption would still take several years. Bertha Benz, the unsung heroine. One of the most famous and pivotal moments in automotive history is the journey that Bertha Benz undertook in 1888. Without telling her husband, she embarked on a 66-mile journey from Mannheim to Pforzheim in the Benz Motorwagen, taking her two sons along for the ride. This daring journey was both a test of the vehicle's durability and a clever marketing move, although at the time it seemed more like a personal mission. Along the way, Bertha encountered numerous challenges, such as clogged fuel lines and rough roads, which she had to solve on the fly. At one point, she even had to buy gasoline from a pharmacy, marking the first recorded fuel stop in history. Bertha's journey proved that the Motorwagen was capable of long-distance travel, quelling doubts about its reliability. More importantly, it brought widespread attention to Carl's invention, helping to shift public opinion and laying the groundwork for future success. The birth of Benz and Psy. Expansion amid doubts. Despite the publicity from Bertha's journey, the road to success was still fraught with challenges. In 1883, Carl had founded Benz and CE, but early investors were more interested in stationary engines than his automobile venture. Carl's passion was unwavering, though, and he continued to push for the development of motorized vehicles. By 1890, the company was starting to grow, albeit slowly, as Carl patented several new innovations, including the double-pitted steering system and the first flat engine. These inventions improved the functionality and appeal of the cars. However, the public was still skeptical, and the company's investors were reluctant to pour more money into car production. The breakthrough finally came when Carl's design started gaining traction in the luxury market. By 1893, Benz & C introduced the Benz Victoria, which was more successful than its predecessors, marking a turning point for the company. The rivalry, Daimler and Maybach entered the scene. As Benz & C was gaining ground, a new competitor emerged, Daimler Motor and Gesellschaft, led by Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach. Unlike Carl Benz, Daimler and Maybach were more aggressive in their business strategies, pushing for larger, more powerful engines that were designed for speed and performance. The Daimler Phoenix, introduced in 1897, was particularly innovative with its front-mounted engine, a departure from Benz's rear-engine design. The rivalry between Benz and Daimler was intense, with each company trying to outdo the other in terms of innovation and market share. Daimler's focus on racing cars attracted attention from wealthy buyers and racing enthusiasts, while Carl Benz preferred practical, everyday automobiles. This fundamental difference in philosophy created tension within Benz & C, especially as investors began pushing for more competitive models to keep up with Daimler. A bumpy road, financial and personal struggles. The early 1900s were a tumultuous time for Carl Benz. His company was facing financial pressures from investors who wanted to focus on faster, more marketable cars, particularly for racing. Carl, however, was a cautious man who detested speed and the idea of turning his inventions into racing machines. The internal struggles within Benz & C led to a significant drop in morale, and in 1903, Carl decided to step down from an active management role in the company he had founded. However, he remained on the board of directors, still involved in the overall direction of the company. Ironically, it was the success of racing cars that eventually saved the Benz brand from financial ruin. Carl's decision to allow his cars to compete in races proved to be a lifesaver, as victories on the racetrack helped restore the company's reputation and boost sales. The merger that changed everything. Birth of Mercedes-Benz. By the 1920s, both Benz and Daimler had established themselves as dominant players in the automotive industry. However, the economic challenges of post-World War I Germany made it difficult for both companies to survive independently. In 1926, they agreed to merge, forming Daimler-Benz AG, and the brand we now know as Mercedes-Benz was born. The merger allowed the new company to pool resources and expertise, combining Benz's engineering precision with Daimler's marketing prowess and Maybach's design ingenuity. The iconic Mercedes-Benz name, with its three-pointed star, was chosen to symbolize the company's dominance on land, sea, and air, a testament to its broad ambitions and engineering excellence. World War II, the dark chapter. The history of Mercedes-Benz is not without its darker moments. During World War II, the company became a key supplier for the Nazi regime, producing military vehicles, aircraft engines, and even tanks. Like many large German corporations of the time, Mercedes-Benz used forced labor from concentration camps and prisoners of war to meet wartime production demands. This chapter in the company's history has been a source of controversy, and Mercedes-Benz has since worked to reconcile with its past by participating in restitution efforts and acknowledging its role in the war. While this period tarnished the company's reputation, it eventually rebounded, becoming a global symbol of luxury and performance in the post-war years. A legacy of innovation and luxury. Despite its early challenges, Mercedes-Benz today stands as one of the most respected and admired automotive brands in the world. Carl's vision of a self-propelled vehicle has evolved into a company that produces some of the most luxurious, reliable, and technologically advanced cars on the market. From the first Benz Motorwagen to modern-day electric vehicles like the EQS, Mercedes-Benz continues to push the boundaries of automotive technology. The brand is synonymous with both innovation and luxury, proving that Carl Benz's dream was not only realized but far exceeded even his wildest expectations. From poverty to prestige. The story of Carl Benz is a true testament to the power of persistence and innovation. From his early struggles in a poverty-stricken household to the creation of the world's first practical automobile, Benz's journey is an inspiration to aspiring inventors and entrepreneurs everywhere. The legacy of Mercedes-Benz, with its rich history of engineering excellence and luxurious design, continues to honor the dream of a poor boy who refused to give up. Today, when you see the iconic three-pointed star, you are reminded of the indomitable spirit of Carl Benz, a man who truly changed the world. And that's the incredible story of how a poor boy, Carl Benz, went from tinkering in a workshop to revolutionizing the world with Mercedes-Benz. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, because let's be honest, if Bertha Benz could drive 66 miles with no GPS, you can at least click subscribe. Stay curious, stay inspired, and who knows? Maybe your next idea will change the world.